Hello lovelies and welcome to the channel. So today I have a Project Life process video for you, and I know they're few and far between, which is probably why I'm only up to week 5, but I am working really hard to try and get caught up, which is why I'm doing shorter Project Life videos in the hope that I can just crank them out faster. So this is, like I said, my week 5. This is the left hand side. I do a double spread for each week, and so far I've only done this side. And yeah, I'm just trying to keep it simple, trying to get through it and get the memories in the album. So I've used cards from the Amy Tangerine Better Together core kit, and then everything else I've just pulled from my desk. I have a collection of bits and pieces from past kits or from half open packets, new packets that I haven't put away yet, all sorts of things. And I'm just trying to use up my stash. So I find that when I try and just start a layout, I have so much that I have no idea where to start. So what I've found helped halfway through this layout is I really need to pull out some supplies, sit them on my desk, and choose to, specifically work with those things that I've pulled out. If I just try and leave it open and work from my stash, there's just too much. It's impossible, because I'm like, well, what can I put here? What can I put here? So I find that if I go and get a certain amount of things, and this is where what I try and do, I get something that I figure will go with what I've got out. In this case, I've got out the hearts and the stars. I didn't really go to plan because I didn't pre-think this through, but I definitely, what I'm going to do from now on is get out a couple of things from my stash and work with those specifically. So whether it be a past kit or some new supplies that I've got, or just some old supplies that I've forgotten that I've got, it's definitely going to make it much easier than looking around my entire craft room and thinking, what will work with this spread? So if I get those things out first before I start, it'll flow much better. Because I find that sometimes it takes me a bit before I get my mojo happening. So I mess around for a little while thinking, what can I use? What will work? And then once things start flowing, it goes much faster for me. So I always find that when I do a double spread at the same time, the right hand takes almost half the time as the left side does, because I've got everything flowing. I've got my bits and pieces out that I want to work with, and it's all flowing together really well. So that would be my advice for you. If you're going to do a Project Life spread, get some supplies out first, sit them on your desk, and work from them. Don't attempt to start with just your photos and pull from your stash as you're going. So while I've been rambling, I've done my title card. Nice and simple. I really want to get these photos in the album because I am only up to week 5 and we are in July. So I'm trying to keep it simple but still happy with it. And this was last week in January, first half of the week in February, and it was back to school for my oldest boy. So this card from the Better Together collection has pens and notebooks and things, so I thought it worked really well. So I've just I've written back to school 2017, I've put the date, and yeah, just added a few bits and pieces, and that's it for my title card. The background card was very busy, so it didn't really need a lot of embellishing. As always, including enamel dots and a bit of bling. I have recently moved all my enamel dots into a bigger container, and I find it's much easier to see what I have, and it's not overflowing, but it's not exactly colour sorted yet, so I need to work on that so I can get out the colours that I really want. This photo on the bottom right hand corner, this is Cooper, yes, in his underwear, but it's an autism thing. As soon as he comes home from school, he gets in the house and he completely strips off his clothes. And this was his first day after school. First day back from school, after school. And on Facebook, everyone was putting up pretty pictures of their kids in their school uniforms, back to school. This was my back to school photo. Back into routine, home from school, completely strip off, on the iPad, chilling out for an hour after school. This is our back to school routine. So I like to journal on my photos, and to do that I cut up some strips of paper and put my journaling on those strips. So therefore I don't use journaling cards very often. I tend to do filler cards, not journaling cards. And what I do is I journal on my photos, and generally this is how I journal on my photos. I cut up strips of paper and put my journaling on it. So this photo on the left is Will at his swimming lessons. Now Will had a fear of water about a year ago. for some reason, wouldn't even have a bath. Again, it's an autism thing. And so we put him in swimming lessons to try and help him build up that trust. And it started with Mummy in the pool with him. It took a long time to get trust in his teacher and then in himself. So him floating on his back like this is a huge thing. This is why there's a photo of it. I sent it to his dad and said, look at this, you're not going to believe it. Which is why I've decided to include it and why I have also written woohoo. So I got these awesome thickers in a kit that I am working from, and they're the perfect size. They're lowercase, but they're small, so you can actually do what I've done and put them on a photo. When I take photos, I tend to look at the composition and see, well, there's a big gap down the bottom, so that's going to be a great place to embellish, which is why when I printed it, I didn't crop it anymore. So I know that I have this big spot in the bottom left-hand corner where I could put some journaling, and that's what I've done. I've gotten the thickers and written woohoo, and then I've just put another strip of journaling under there about the photo. So no, I've written so proud of you, I believe. These stickers are my favorite. I've used way too many already. I think I definitely need to get another packet because they're just the perfect size. So this is a filler card. This is me going through my YouTube playlist, and sorry. And yeah, so this is a filler card, and I've decided to write back to school. Nothing exciting, and I don't even spell school properly because it wasn't going to fit if I did, so I've spelled SKOOL. But they're the perfect size to do little mini titles on your Project Life cards, which is why I love a really small alpha. So this is one of my favourites. And of course, the smaller the alpha, the more you tend to get of each letter too. So I'm going to my favourite stamp set, my wooden alphabet stamps, and just filling in the rest of that card, so back to school. And then I'm just going to do a little hand-drawn border around it, and that's it. I'm leaving the rest of that card blank. These cards are very, very busy. This one is full of paper clips. I do attempt to put a little enamel dot there, but no, it doesn't work, so I just leave it blank. Not every card has to be overflowing with embellishments, and sometimes I don't even embellish all my photos even. So I just do what works for me. So yes, I do leave this card blank. And again, working from my stash, I'm pulling things off my desk, and I saw these awesome wood veneer Heidi Swap words. So I thought, why not? We'll see if we can make something here work. And I think I pull out the memory and decide to attach that, and I decide to actually make it as part of a little journaling cluster. So I put right on a piece of paper, love this, and then obviously it becomes love this memory. And I've just used my stapler to attach it. Now I don't have a tiny attacher, but this is a mini stapler that I got from Woolies, which is just one of our supermarkets. I think I paid $4 for it, and it does the job. But I'm looking at the tiny attacher recently, noticed that it's even smaller again than this, so I'm tempted to buy one. But right now, for now, this is doing the job for me. So I just staple my wood veneer on the big little loopy parts and put it down, and then so I'm finishing off my journaling. I've written love this on a piece of paper up the top of my journaling strips, and then underneath I'm writing how Will is obsessed with the DIY Costume Squad, which is a YouTube channel. They make their own costumes for cosplay and things like that, and it's Will's favourite, so he likes to make his own costumes, despite the fact I tell him we can just go buy it. No, he likes to make his own costume. So this day we were actually making a Captain America shield, which was a great activity for us. This kid with his pocket money would like to go to Bunnings and buy duct tape and spray paint. He's that into all this DIY stuff, so that's pretty cool. Now, like I was saying, I don't always embellish every photo and every card. Well, no, I do embellish most of the cards, but not every photo. So I'm going to work on my last filler card now, and that's going to be it. So I've left 2 photos unembellished, but both the photos are related to the photos down the bottom. So the photo next to the back to school is Cooper's first day at school. It was just up on the Dojo app that his teacher sends out little notifications to the class, and this other photo is just a Will at his swimming lesson. So because they were related, I felt they didn't really need any more explaining or any real embellishing or anything. So I'm just working on my filler card, and I've just grabbed a die cut off my desk and a little homemade flare that I got, and just gluing that together. I think I might add some extra bling and enamel here and there. Oh no, my favourite tiny word stickers from Flutter by Designs. I love these. They've got some awesome sayings that are just really cool. And yeah, and that's going to be it for this side of my spread. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I will be back with the other side probably early next week. So stay tuned for that. And then of course there's other awesome videos coming up for the rest of this week as well. See you soon. Bye.